Jacob, a exit in the first qualifying round against View over in Durham. Please can you just give me some of your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, obviously disappointed to have exited in the first game and have our first loss of the season. I think we were under no illusions we were going to lose this season, and we're going to lose many more. Of course, that's football. Just doesn't feel great when it happens. I think they've been exactly what we thought they'd be, the same shape, the same players that we knew to look out for, and ultimately all the little decisions, their touches, their passes were just better than us. We just, like I say, that sort of game for us were probably coming, and it came today where everyone sort of made bad decisions, made poor touches that bounced off them, trampoline touches, poor passes. But ultimately they did work really, really hard, especially that second half period. Their first 20 minutes of it was, absolutely on fire, and they've had a couple of goal line clearances, and I think we had to score in that period to get some out of the game. That would have put it 1-1, and we was way on top. I think when you don't score in them periods, anyone in football knows you can get a gut feeling of what's coming, and it came sucker punch towards the end just to finish the game off. But our lads didn't stop running, and we've had a lot missing today. Loads of big players out and loads of squad players, and just everyone within the squad. It put us down to where we couldn't even fill the bench. So I don't want to say anything negative about those who were here today, their efforts, because they've worked really hard. I think ultimately it was one of them games where everything didn't come off. Rub of the green didn't happen. Touches were poor, but if it can be a one-off, and you come back to it in a few games' time, and you think, right, well, you've lost one, or you've had one bad performance in the opening, 6 or 7 games, you probably think that's all right. So as long as we bounce back from it, we'll be all right.
It felt very, very, very similar to the opening day of the season. Do you think it's going to be a massive setback going into the Division 1?
No, I don't think it'll be a massive setback at all. I think the first game, we were missing a lot of players again, and maybe that's 2 games now where we're missing a few players, and it's sort of we lose our sort of decisiveness in our touches, and our technical ability goes a bit sloppy. Whether that's a mentality thing or whether that is just a purely quality thing where some players are letting us down in moments. It might be, but I don't think it's a massive setback. It is the only game in the next few months where we're missing loads of players. So, I don't think that's going to be a massive setback. I think it's just got to be mentality-wise, we've got to bounce back. Big teams, good teams bounce back from setbacks, and as long as it is a setback, and it's not the start of a downward spiral, which it won't be. I know it won't be, because this group is really, really good. It's a setback, nothing more than that. It's a cup game as well, which at least we haven't lost in the league, which ultimately is our bread and butter. That's where we want to be successful. So yeah, it's a negative, but it's a one-off.
Now, having experience against forward amateurs, what are you going to take to the game on Tuesday night?
Well, we know who the danger men are. We know the Nines scored a lot of goals this season. I think he scored 6 in one game a couple of weeks ago. Another one of their players really good. We know the shape, and I'm sure they might change it up, seeing as though they've already played us, so they might try and catch us off guard. But yeah, I think we know what to expect from them. I think what's nice is we're back at home, and we've got most of our squad back as well. So for us, it's getting back to what we've been doing, putting this behind us. We go and win on Tuesday, I think people will very, very quickly move on, and the mood and everything, the atmosphere will be lifted again, and that's what we need. So yeah, I'm glad we don't have to wait a full week to bounce back. We can, Tuesday comes, we can put this behind us, and we can come back with a good performance in the cup.
Thanks a lot for your time, Jay.
Cheers, mate.